Retro.
Hey, this is Lauren Mary Kim, and I'm the stunt double for Ahsoka Tano in Clone Wars and the armorer in The Mandalorian. You're listening to Dennis and Jay on Podcast Stardust. This is the way.
Bright Sun Star Wars fans, I'm Jay Krebs.
And I'm Dennis Keithley.
And this is another fully armed and operational edition of Podcast Stardust, the galaxy's source for Star Wars news, reviews, and discussion. Dennis, where can our listeners find us on social media?
We are on Facebook and Instagram at Podcast Stardust.
Very simple to find us. So today on Podcast Stardust, episode 838, we are bringing you our special monthly feature called World Between Worlds, a mystical dimension that connects Star Wars fashion and lifestyle products to your space and time. The goal is to bring you a wide variety of ideas for products to surround you, outfit you, and bind your style sense together, kind of like the Force. So, this month we are getting into some products to potentially assist you in keeping those New Year's resolutions or breaking them, as the case may be, and also taking a look toward February and Valentine's Day, which is going to be here before we know it. Gosh, this year is already off to a very fast start. But before we plunge into the plethora of products awaiting that discussion, Dennis and I do a recap of any new items either of us has acquired since we last spoke or any other product updates we want to discuss. So we just had Christmas not too long ago, and I know, Dennis, you've got some updates for us. So why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Yeah. So this episode definitely benefits from being the first episode of World Between Worlds since Christmas.
Mhm.
And as usual, my wife spoiled me in the Star Wars fashion and lifestyle department, as she
Aw.
does every year at Christmas, and a few other things that don't necessarily fit into this realm. But so up first, Star Wars soap. From Dr. Squatch. Got the gift pack collection called Star Wars Collection 2, which is themed after the sequel trilogy. So there is a soap for, themed after Luke, Rey, Kylo Ren, and the Emperor. And as you get from Luke to the Emperor, you get more grit in each one of those soaps. I have not had an opportunity to use them yet because I am trying to use up a other bar of soap before I get into one of these. But I previously had Star Wars Collection 1, which was a bit more prequel and original trilogy themed with the way that one went. And I love those soaps. I love the colors. I love the smells. The grit is not a big factor for me, but if you like something that's going to help exfoliate, they've got something for everybody there if you want it. But this is something. It's fun to have. It comes the box that it comes in is a neat little gift box with some great Star Wars art on the cover or at the top of the box, I should say. And then when you open it up, it's got the various characters and poses there that looks cool as well. So this would be a fun gift that you get to your Star Wars fan that likes Rey and Kylo and the like.
Oh, yeah. And it kind of surprises me, though, that Luke is the least gritty in this particular lineup because he's pretty gritty.
Mhm.
He's like, get off my lawn, Luke, by the time we
Yeah.
see him in the sequels. Yeah, you would think that Rey with the resistance rinse would have been, a little
Yeah,
less gritty.
I'm with you on that. The only logic I could come up with, and I'm not even sure I buy it, is that it's if you got a scale on light to dark, he's the most towards the light, because
Ah, I got
and
you.
as they get into
Mm-hmm.
towards the dark, Palpatine is the most dark. Whereas Rey went right towards the dark when she was there um, on
Great
Ashto
point.
with Luke. That one point when they're meditating. So, anyways, that's my
Mhm.
theory. I don't even know if it's a good one. I don't even know if they considered it. They just assigned grit to these four characters, and that's what they came up with. But
Oh, that's
it
great.
works. We'll run with it.
Yeah.
So the next gift I got was a collection of Tervis tumblers that are Star Wars themed. This is the cubed collection, which you can find over on Tervis.com, and I'll put a link to the show notes in this. And so there's 4 tumblers. You've got Darth Vader, a Stormtrooper, R2D2, and C3PO. And yeah, I mean, they're, if you're familiar with Tervis and their products, this is that. I haven't had an opportunity to use it. I still have a lot of stuff from Christmas that I haven't had a chance to open and use yet, and these tumblers are among them. Plus, I got to clean out my cabinets because they're overflowing with things the way it is. But
I feel that.
yeah, but they look great. It's some fun art for those. I like the style of them, and again, another fun gift collection that is definitely available, still available. I went and checked on Tervis earlier today.
Yeah, it's a really good looking set too, and I didn't realize that they were at first when I looked at them, I thought they were glass, but they're a double-walled plastic,
Yeah,
which is really cool. And it even says on the website that they are microwave, freezer, and dishwasher safe. So that's actually really cool. I could definitely use some new tumblers in my life. Some of the ones that we have are just, older than the hills. So those are good looking ones. Like it.
yeah. You know, the other thing that I have is that most everything I drink is like right out of container. I
Uh-huh.
drink a lot of Waterloo, which is a sparkling water, or a bottle of water and stuff like that. And so if it's not coffee, which I drink out of a mug, a lot of glasses and things like that are, just don't get used as often in my house. But I really like these. I really like the design that they came out with them. And so the last thing that I want to share is that, it would not be Christmas in the Keithley household if my wife did not get me new Star Wars socks. That is definitely one of the
Absolutely.
things that she is known for getting me as far as gifts. And I got quite a few of them. The first thing that I got was the Star Wars Performance Light Crew socks. I got 3 pairs of these. The first comes in 2 colors. One is called DJ Darth, and the other
Mm.
is called a DJ Trooper. And you can guess the character on each one of these socks.
Oh
One's
yeah.
got a Darth Vader, the other one's got a Stormtrooper on it, and it's almost like a street graffiti style, except for it's a silver print on either a black or a gray sock. These socks are a crew length version of some athletic ankle length socks that I have that I run in frequently. So they're very comfortable. I liked the one pair that I've worn so far quite a bit. You've got reinforced heel and toe with the way that they're stitched together. It's a fun addition to your workout collection if you're interested in something with a little bit more of a. So I almost hesitate to use terms like this, but it strikes me as more of a hip hop style when it comes down to it. But again, I like Stank socks. I like these athletic socks that they've got, and I've had an opportunity to wear one of the pairs, and they were quite comfortable.
Yeah, well, I think your assessment of the graffiti art is definitely spot on. And the way that the toe box and the different compression areas reminds me a lot of Bombas, which I love. Those are my
Yeah.
favorite socks. So it's kind of like Stance and Bombas almost had a baby. There you go.
hmm And then I got a third version of these, which they're calling ultralight performance crew socks, that are themed after C3PO. The difference is they don't actually have an image of C3PO. They have every last color that appears on
I
C3PO
see that.
on these on these socks. So there is a base gold sock with a black toe and heel. It's got the blue line across the toes like that they do for their athletic socks. But then it's got the browns that you see in parts of his wire undercarriage and stuff like that. It's got some red, yellow, green that represents some of the wiring and stuff like that. But then the other hues that you see on C3PO elsewhere. Again, I haven't had a chance to wear them, but they're essentially the same socks as the other 2 pairs I was just talking about. They just don't
Mm.
have the character image on them. It does say C3PO up on the shin, but again, it's just a different style than the other 2.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, and this is one of those things, other than the color, which is very, very bright, that would
Mhm.
fall under that category of very subtle Star Wars stuff that we've talked about
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, but I have a lot of brightly colored socks that typically get underneath my pants or my jeans or whatever, so this will fit right into my collection.
Nice.
And then the last thing I have to talk about is yet more socks. These are the Star Wars by Jazz. I'm assuming that's what you're supposed to say as opposed to JAZ. The Stance Polycrew box socks box set. So this was a box set of socks that has a great collector's box that you open up. The cover, the top of the box, has the traditional Star Wars label. It's not the Star Wars script, but we all know what I'm talking about. It's kind of the what is it? It's not a rhombus, but shape of the Star Wars. But the image inside the letters is Chewbacca, Darth Vader, and Princess Leia. The Chewbacca sock is a base black with him on top of it. The Darth Vader's got is orange with him and the Death Star in the background. And then you got Princess Leia, which you can think of the background is a setting sun type of thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
purple at the top and it fades into pink at the bottom. And then she's got that classic pose where she's looking around the corner holding up her blaster from A New Hope on this. And yeah, these are classic stance socks. If you ever had a pair of them, you know what you're getting here. It is the it's not the thick woolly socks so much, but these are they're comfortable fit. They've got nice Star Wars script on the toes there that, again, these are not the subtle designs that we frequently promote on the show, but again, under your shoes and your pants, it's unlikely they're going to get noticed if that's your thing. But I wear these socks all the time around the house and I enjoy doing so. Again, it's a fun collection. They're not cheap. It's $65 for the box right now. But again, another fun collector's type item that you can wrap up and give to somebody.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, the presentation in the box and everything is just really phenomenal. And I love what it says on the website because you can never have enough Star Wars in your sock drawer. Dot dot dot.
Yeah.
So true. But yeah, those are some good looking socks for sure.
Yeah. So that was my haul from Christmas, and it was fun. I got a couple of Star Wars Lego sets, including the Dark Falcon, which I put together. I've got the C-3PO model, which I have not had an opportunity to put together yet, but I'm looking forward to that. If you want to see those, then check out our Discord. I was posting some pictures of the Dark Falcon there.
Yeah, and it was so fun to follow your journey on that too. I love that you were sending me pictures of that the whole time and just comparing it to the older set and how much
Hmm.
more durable you thought that the new one was. So that was cool.
Definitely, definitely, yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, it's if you're into Lego, again, hit me up on Discord and we'll talk about it. But it was a far superior build of the Falcon, even though it's not the colors of the Falcon. It's black from the Lego Rebuild the Galaxy special. But I'd love to tell you more about it there.
There you go. Very cool. Well, you definitely got a great haul there for Christmas.
Certainly did.
Excellent. Awesome. All right. Well, for me, I've start out with what you sent me because you're awesome. So you actually sent me two awesome pins from Blank Slate Design. And so there was an Asajj Ventress pin and a Darth Bane pin. And I actually do have a few pins from Blank Slate that I had acquired previously. And they even sent me a bunch of stickers to go along with it, which was really cool. And you didn't even know that they were sending the stickers, which
No.
is awesome. So it was a little bonus thing. But there was a Darth Vader lenticular kind of holographic one. There was a Darth Bane. It says it's a round sticker and it says evil is a word used by the ignorant and the weak. It's got Darth Bane holding his holocron. And then the one with Asajj is it says now you fall as all Jedi must. And she's got her lightsabers crossed in front of her, which is basically what the pins are too, but super cool. So the pins themselves on these are about almost 3 inches tall. So 2.5 to
Oh,
three
wow.
inches tall, somewhere in there. Yeah, they're really awesome. They're big, which is cool. But they're both made of like a soft enamel. There's a couple different features for each one of them. But so the Asajj one is epoxy filled with glitter. And then they have rubber clasps on double posts. So there's two posts, not just one, because they're so big. And then they have the blank slate back stamp, and then that's on a custom card. And then the Darth Bane one also has those rubber clasps and the custom backing card. And then there's actually a couple different versions of Darth Bane that are available. So the one that I got from you is what they call the classic color. And the other one is a grayscale. So it's
Yeah.
all, grayscale with the prototype white, glow, color rush orange, and Sith red. So there's quite a few actually that are available. And so the other bonus sticker that they sent that was Star Wars related, which I love, is this round red. reminds me of like the Red Cross kind of thing, or the Swiss, rescue dog sorts of things. But it's got a tauntaun in the middle with the white cross, and it says Echo Base Search and Rescue, which is pretty cool. So it looks like a tauntaun with one of those jugs that the big old Saint Bernards, would wear underneath
Hmm.
their necks, which is really awesome. But one thing I didn't realize about the Blank Slate pins is they constantly talk about this interlock design, and I didn't really realize when, I just thought that that referred to the pin itself, but lo and behold, it's the way that the pins are designed is that they can actually fit together almost like puzzle pieces in pairs or groupings to allow kind of a sort of a diorama to be created. So there's a lot of people that put pins on things like cork boards, or they have ITA bags that they put them on, and they have display boards and so on and so forth. And so depending upon the ones that you get, you can actually pair them together. So they do sell a few of the actual interlock sets. So one of them specifically that I have pictured in our notes here, for example, has like Ayla Secura with Kit Fisto, and those two interlock together. And then there's a Plo Koon, a Mace Windu, and a Yoda that all interlock together as well. And then an Obi-Wan and a Qui-Gon that interlock together as these little puzzle pieces, which I just thought that was really awesome. I'd never even realized that before. So if you're interested in Blank Slate design, they actually have a couple different places that you can check out their products. They have an Instagram page and an Etsy page as well. And their Etsy page actually has a lot of other items. So they have things like ball caps, patches, even some pint glasses, and some skate decks for skateboards, which are really nice. And they're all Star Wars stuff. So I was just really impressed with the variety of the different types of things that they had. But all of these things, the pins, products, all of them are designed as fan art and artistic interpretation. They're not an official Star Wars product, but they're really good looking stuff. And I know you have some of the pins and things too, don't you?
Not from them.
Oh, okay. I thought you
You
did.
know, the backstory on how I came across this was I was editing our Tempest Breaker episode,
Oh yeah.
and I was looking for a piece of the art from that, we've been talking about quite a bit, which was the Martian Row and uh
Lorna D.
what's thank you.
You're welcome.
Vernestra Rowe and Laura D doing their ballroom dance. And while I was looking for that art, it's like, I wonder if I can get this as a print anywhere. And so I went to Kevin Scott's Instagram page thinking that, maybe he's mentioned something about it right there, promoting the art for his upcoming, at the time, audio drama. And as I was scrolling through his page, he was showing off these pins that he had been sent by Punch It Chewy Press. And one of them was a Darth Bane pin, not this one, obviously a different group. I was like, oh, I got to check that out. That Jay would love that. And so
Mhm.
I went to Punch and Cherry Press, and the only way to get that particular pin and a couple others was to subscribe to his Patreon. And he's put out a ton of great pins over the years, but I don't need another Patreon subscription right now. So I didn't
Fair.
do that. Plus, if I was like, I don't know if I could get this then by Christmas. If I did that, I was just looking for something I could order and send you. And so I did a search for Darth Bane enamel pin, and I came up with this. And they've got a lot of great pins, as you were just talking about there on the Blank Slate design. Some that I like that were sold out that I couldn't get for you. But I was like, well, he's such a big Darth Bane fan, and that's in stock, and so is the Asajj Ventress. I was like, those two will work. So
It's perfect.
that's yeah, that's how I came across that. Like you said, I didn't realize they were going to send you the stickers and stuff as well. If you like the stickers, that you can order just those if you want. But
Yes.
I was interested in the pens, so that's how that came
Yeah.
about.
And the stickers are really good quality too. And as a matter of fact, there's some that I have from getting things previously from them. There's an Ahsoka one that's really cool. I have an Obi-Wan one. And I actually have them on my wall in my cosplay room. So not
Oh,
that I
cool.
peeled the stickers off. I just put, a little piece of scotch tape and rolled it up and stuck it to the back and then put it on the wall. But you can use the tacky sticky tack too that you can use for posters and stuff to do that kind of stuff. So that way it's not permanent, and then you can move it around if you want to. But yeah,
Right.
good stuff. Really good stuff. All right, so the next thing, and thank you, by the way, again.
Oh, you're
It
welcome. Most
was
welcome.
wonderful. Always love me some Darth Bane anytime. So I also was gifted the Ahsoka Tano Scentsy Buddy. And so of course I love Ahsoka, and this was from a teacher friend of mine, and it was a nice little surprise. We had gotten together over Christmas break, and she had gifted this to me. So it's a really fun 16-inch Ahsoka plush, and she's wearing her Ahsoka season 1 attire. And so it's a very young interpretation, obviously, very cartoony, plushy kind of a thing. But what's neat about it is that there's a little zipper in the back that you can put in this little sachet that is scented with what Scentsy calls the light side of the Force. And so it's got these little fragrance beads inside, and the fragrance description of the light side of the Force is orange groves, perfect for Ahsoka, right? Morning
Right.
mist and driftwood at ocean's edge, and it smells so good. So I know that the Scentsy packets, you can get any Scentsy packets that you want. There's a lot of Scentsy buddies on, available. And Scentsy is one of those things we've talked about quite a bit, actually, on World Between Worlds. And these are sold kind of like Tupperware, where you can go to parties and whatnot and get these. But the nice thing about today's day and age is you can just search these up, and you can get any Scentsy coordinator or supplier that you want to, and you can find one locally, or you could just order direct. And so I love this. So cute. And it's so nice to put the little Scentsy pouch in there too. It's really fun. And there's also some other products available. I was looking up for the Scentsy Buddies. There's a Darth Vader Scentsy Buddy, and he has the dark side of the Force, not surprisingly. And I love the description on the website. It says churning with lavender, Madagascar ginger, vetiver, and agar wood, which I have smelled that before, because way back, if you remember, I have the Darth Vader warmer, and that was one of the things that came with the Darth Vader warmer. So that's really awesome. There's also a Princess Leia, which also has the light side of the Force, and a Baby Yoda slash the Child. And that one has what's called Air of Adventure. I love this fragrance. I know I've talked about this before, but I have the plug-in like wall diffuser, and it has this little pouch that you put into it. It's like a pod. And I also have the wax melts. And the description of the fragrance is silver mint, like Mandalorian armor, surrounds crisp bergamot and earthly sweet geranium, while a touch of eucalyptus and bright orange zest hint at the adventures ahead. And my husband actually really likes Arid Adventure. It's one of the only ones that he can really stand, as opposed to some of the other kinds of scents that I end up bringing home. But anyway, so you can get that as a wax warmer as well. You can also get the light side of the Force as a wax warmer type thing as well. So it was a really fun surprise. Like I said, 16 inches tall, very, very large. And these Scentsy Buddies online, they sell from basically anywhere from about $33 all the way up to about $50. So depending upon which one you get, the availability, where you live, you might run into a few different price points on that one, but they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. I always get tickled by scent descriptions there. I mean,
I
when you're
know.
talking about the Ahsoka one there, orange groves, I know what that smells like, but morning mist and driftwood at ocean's edge, not so much. But it's always fun seeing how they come up with those.
Oh yeah, that would be a fun job. I've always
Oh
thought.
yeah.
And then the next thing that I got was a gift from another teacher friend of mine from her universe. And this is the Star Wars, the Clone Wars, Anakin and Ahsoka drop earrings. So they have a silver tone to them, and they feature circular drops with silhouettes of Anakin and Ahsoka depicted in the center. So one earring has Anakin, the other one has Ahsoka. And they're about 1 inch drops, and they are alloy with a stainless steel hook. And these are just so much fun. And, anytime that I can accessorize, it's like a fish hook kind of a thing on the earrings. Anytime I can accessorize with Anakin and Ahsoka, I will definitely do that, which is a lot of fun. So Anakin's standing there just kind of like, just in a regular stance with his lightsaber out in front of him. And Ahsoka's doing this pose where she's pushing out with the force, and she's got one of her lightsabers behind her, and she's almost in a crouch. So it's that was a lot of fun. And then another thing that I got was
Well, hold on
from
for a second here. When you
oh
say they're
yeah,
1 inch drops, does that mean that the earring is 1 inch or drops 1 inch from your ear?
1 inch from your ear. Yep.
Okay.
So I would say that the earrings themselves, they're about the size of quarters
Okay. Okay.
in
Yeah, I just
diameter.
wasn't sure what that meant. Yeah.
No, that's a good question. Absolutely. So thanks for stopping me.
No problem.
And then from Star, who is a good friend of mine. And if you remember, Star was on the show with their sibling Cap for our Bad Batch recap and Star Wars animation special episode. So she sent me a whole bunch of things and I was just blown away. So I got a little awesome variety of some photo gifts. She always does these awesome photo gifts. So she did a bunch of things for my OC Tahiri Vela Mando cosplay. So my original concept of Tahiri Vela as a Mandalorian, including a lovely canvas photo with a frame, some magnets, and ornaments, and also some really fantastic custom stationery. And that one had actually all my cosplay, what I call my mains. So Ahsoka, Hera, the Fourth Sister, and the Mandalorian on that one. So it's just really unique gifts. And she said she got them done at Walgreens, which I
Huh.
don't have a Walgreens around here, but they have really awesome stuff. And then she also gave me a bracelet, and this is a silver plated over copper bangle style bracelet. And it's segmented between the center design, which is the rebel symbol covered in small rhinestones, and then a larger one right at the center top spire, I guess you could call it, of the symbol. And then one side of the bangle is engraved and it says, I am one with the force. And the other side says, and the force is with me. Say it together now.
All
And
right.
then
Sure.
the clasp features a lobster claw and then a box chain to choose your fit. And I tried to find that one online and I was pretty much unsuccessful. I found one similar to it. It comes up when you search Amazon, but then when you click on it, it takes you to earrings instead of the bracelet. So, Star, I don't know where you got this, but it's gorgeous. And it came with this little red velvet pouch. So, that was super sweet. And then, if that wasn't enough, she also got me the Our Universe slash Her Universe Star Wars Ahsoka Tano color block Sherpa hoodie. And this one is so much fun. So it's blue and white, and it's got different variations of like the blue from Ahsoka's Mandalorian, attire from season 7 of the Clone Wars. And it says Tano right across the front. It's got a hood. It's fully lined pockets. It's amazing. So you got to check that one out on the Her Universe website. And we'll try to have all these links in our show notes for all of those things as well. But she really outdid herself. I was floored with all of that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's quite an impressive collection.
Yeah. And then something I got for myself, because we had talked about this before on the show, and then I just happened to run across it at Ollie's, which is a local bargain store place around us, and it's those cake bites that
Mm-hmm.
we talked about, and these are kind of the best way I can describe them is they're very akin to like the Little Debbie zebra cakes kind of thing, where
Yeah.
they have the cake and then the filling and then some sort of a interesting covering on the outside, which, is probably not very good for us at all. But
But it's tasty.
they are tasty. I will give you that. So there's the Mandalorian cake bites and Grogu cake bites. And so the Mandalorian, I love the description I found online. They are cinnamon and vanilla cakes, cinnamon jelly, cinnamon frosting, and bounty sprinkles. And this one's really good, by the way. It tastes very much like a spice cake, which is awesome. And then the Grogu one is just simply described as vanilla with galactic sprinkles, and it's green. So it's a lot of fun. So the Mandalorian one is like a chocolate cake with this jelly kind of filling in the middle that's cinnamon, which is like a lighter color, and then a lighter
Uh-huh.
brown on the outside. And then the Grogu ones have green cakes with the vanilla layer on the inside and then the gray frosting, like coating stuff on the outside. So it's just a lot of fun. And there's 4 little grab and go packs in there, and each one of them has like a full um picture and everything on it, so it's not just plain. So I was actually using them as little prizes for my students too. They were loving it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a fun little treat.
And then it's not something I got for Christmas, but I had to talk about this really quickly because I sent you a picture of it. So we're in the process of moving to a whole new campus for school. And so in the move, I found the Star Wars Episode 1 Band-Aids that I brought to school just to have on hand. And so since we just finished the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace, I just thought this was a fun little find. And so it's actually going for anywhere from 13 to 20 bucks right now on eBay, which
Huh.
I was like, wow. But I didn't realize it, but there was a total of 4 boxes of these when they were first released. So the one that I have has Padme Amidala in it in her like red invasion gown. And then there's one with Anakin as pod racer, Jar Jar, and then Darth Maul. And they're all kind of cartoony sort of representations of each one of them. And so the Band-Aids themselves, there's a Jar Jar, a Padme, pod racer, and a Darth Maul. But the Darth Maul one is bigger. It's almost like hexagonal or pentagonal. I don't know how many sides. I didn't count them. But anyways, it's for really big boo-boos. And then
Uh-huh.
the other three are like of various sizes. So that way you could pick which one, you needed for your little boo-boo, and it would make things better for you. So I just thought that was a fun little find that I ran
I
across.
am really impressed that in 26 years you haven't had anyone who's had any injuries that needed a Band-Aid.
Oh, I did. They were just in the back of
I'm
my
teasing.
closet.
Yeah.
I actually keep Band-Aids on my desk, especially for foods classes. But yeah, that was shoved in the back somehow. But at any rate. So now on to some new stuff. So I promised some things to help out with those New Year's resolutions, which a lot of people are trying to get in shape or get back into shape. I know I ate too much meat and cheese over the holidays, so getting back into the swing of things is definitely part of my new year as well. So I found this really fun new company called Anime Ape, and they actually have some Star Wars athletic clothing, and they have a bunch of Star Wars things on their site. But I just thought that the story behind this was really fun. It was founded in 2013, the company was, by a group of guys in their 20s who started making funny shirts as a joke. And since then, they decided to focus their energy on crafting and handpicking a variety of fandom items and apparel. So, what really caught my eye on their website is that they have these 2-in-1 performance shorts. So think like the biker shorts over or underneath the like regular gym short kind of things. And I
Sure.
like these because I can't wear shorts like running shorts that are, the shorter ones, because they're just not comfortable. Let's just put it that way. So I like the biker short style underneath. So it's this layered look, and so there's 4 of these that are actually available. They have what's called the Sith Galactic Empire, Mandalorian, Stormtroopers, and then a Jedi Star Wars that are all 2-in-1. So the Sith Galactic Empire is a chibi style, and the shorts themselves are black with the red Imperial symbol, and then it's got this black undershort with all the little chibi characters like Darth Maul and some Stormtroopers, Boba Fett, that type of thing. And then the Mandalorian shorts are black with a green mythosaur skull on them. And then the undershort says "This is the way" in green, and it's got some silhouettes of some different things like the Mandalorian and such. The Stormtroopers have the white shorts with the black Imperial cog, and then they have a black and white undershort with Stormtroopers. It says Stormtrooper on one leg, and then some Stormtroopers on the other with the Imperial cog behind them. And then the Jedi is also a black short with the Jedi symbol. And then the underneath is kind of a sand color. And it almost reminds me in a lot of ways of the High Republic with a bunch of Jedi, sticking their lightsabers up in the air. And then the other side has like a silhouette of a lightsaber hilt and then a green lightsaber on them. So these are $39 each. And what I really liked about these is that they have a couple of different features. They have slanted side pockets, an inner lining pocket, a zippered back pocket. So if you want to just put like your keys or, some change or whatever in there, you could. And a towel loop in the back. So if you are, at the gym and you've got a small towel that you're wiping off equipment with, or just, wiping your own sweat with or whatever, or if you're out running, you can stick that in the little loop. I thought that was really cool. the adjustable drawstring that allows for a customized waist fit. And it has a lightweight outer fabric, a polyester spandex blend, and they say that adapts seamlessly to your movements, which is, I just thought these were so cool. I really want a pair of these. I'm not gonna lie, I would totally run in these. And then they do have some size charts available online. And then they've got a couple other fun things too I want to really quickly touch upon. They have what they call a trippy Boba Fett short sleeved rash guard compression shirt. And so this is like, think tiki, basically, like Boba Fett sitting in this, meditation pose. And then you've got this almost like a kaleidoscope, and you've got
Hmm.
Jabba the Hutt, and you've got Han and Carbonite, and you've got all these funky little things going on. And then they also have gym shorts to match. And all the designs are sublimated, which basically means that they are printed onto an iron-on transfer that is then essentially dyed into the fabric. So it doesn't fade, which is nice. And the company itself also has other fandoms that include Attack on Titan, Pokemon, Demon Slayer, Akatsuki, I hope I said that right, Legend of Zelda, and more. And they also have dream cloaks, which I didn't know what these were. And that's a wearable blanket hoodie made of plush Sherpa material and featuring vibrant artwork. And they do have a couple of Star Wars ones of those dream cloaks. And they also have a bunch of other things that aren't always Star Wars. But if you're into any of those other fandoms, you might want to check it out. And so they do have tracking available in about 6 to 8 days, ships in about 2 to 4 weeks. So they're not like Amazon. So don't expect, to be as quickly as Amazon. But I really like these. What do you think?
Oh, it's a fun website. I was looking around. They've got Star Wars basketball jerseys and baseball jerseys that are pretty cool on there as
Mhm.
well. A little late, but they have a really great collection of ugly Christmas sweaters. I'm very fond of the one that says "Missing You at Christmas" and it's got a stormtrooper helmet on the front of it. But they've got a
Perfect.
really good collection of things. They got some quilted blankets there. This is a good find, Jay. There's a lot of really interesting things you could add to your Star Wars apparel collection here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love the sweaters. I know I was thinking, okay, we'll bookmark this one for next year because the
Yeah,
prices on the sweaters really aren't that bad. I mean, I've box lunch sometimes can be really expensive and they don't have a super big variety. Not dissing on box lunch because I love them, but there's a lot here. That's for sure.
right.
So again, that's animeape.com. And so, also helping you out with your New Year's resolutions, if you need something for those protein shakes and pre workout packets, I found a company called Ice Shaker, and they have a couple of different collections of Star Wars designs. So, they have a Mandalorian collection, which includes different designs. My favorite is the Stronger Than You Think Ice Shaker, which is basically Grogu, and he's standing up and he's like, "Arr," kind of flexing, and there's little Grogu's all over. But I just love that Stronger Than You Think. And I'm sorry, but the one that says "This is the way," they really should have put "This is the WHEY."
Yeah,
So
yeah. There you go. I see what you did there.
but then there's a classic Star Wars collection as well, and they have three different designs there. And my pick on that one is just the classic Starfield with the Star Wars logo in yellow on the front, and then on one side, up and down vertically, it says in the blue "A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away." And I just like that one because you can also do a little bit of customization with it as well and put stickers and things like that. But these are all $45,
Oof.
44.99. And so they are a little more expensive. And I was looking through their FAQs, and it says, why should I buy this shaker bottle when I can get one, cheaper for like $15, yada yada yada. It does have a double walled stainless steel design on the inside. And they have this patented specialty agitator for clump free mixing that they are really high about on their website. And it actually is on the top of the shaker itself, when you screw it closed, which I've never seen that before. Normally you have just like a little whisk thing that you shake around on the inside or something, but this one is just part of the design. So yeah, little on the expensive side, but I guess if you're really into your protein shakes and your pre-workout shakes, then that might be the way to go. And again, that is from iceshaker.com. The next one under looking your best for the new year is a company called Suavecito. That's just so much fun to say. Suavecito. And this company has a variety of things like hair pomades and beard oils. And so the whole Star Wars collab that they have, there's a bunch of different types of pomades that you can pick from for your type of hair, what you're looking for in terms of what type of texture of hair you have, the haircut style that you have, and they even have a little chart that has the washability ratings and the shine ratings for each of their pomades as well. So if you're looking for something very specific, then you can look to see what kinds of things go along with each one of those. And so I was really impressed because there's a bunch of different types of designs available. And so they have a Luke Skywalker, Stormtroopers, Han Solo, Emperor Palpatine, a C-3PO and R2-D2 as far as the pomades go. And then they have a dark side and a light side beard oil. So each one of the cans features beautiful artwork. So you've got, Luke from the A New Hope with his lightsaber, the blue lightsaber. You've got a Stormtrooper, and then the classic Han with Chewie, in the Death Star, like taking on the Stormtroopers, like, ah! Emperor Palpatine looking very Emperor Palpatine-ish. And then R2 and 3PO together as well. And these pomades are $16 each. And so I just thought it was really cool. They have these, like I said, with all of the little videos, and they even show like how it looks on different hairstyles. So for example, the original Hold pomade has the original medium shine, washability is easy, best for all hair types and textures. And they even list specific haircuts like pompadours, side parts, and slickbacks. And all the way up to things like the hybrid pomade with a high shine, easy washability, jelly rolls. I don't know what a jelly roll haircut is. Do you? I have no idea.
No, I don't.
But anyways, I can only guess. So, so they have a bunch of different tutorials on here, but a lot of different fragrances as well. So for the light side, the scent opens with a citrusy burst of energy. Floral heart evokes delicate strength, while the warm base notes ground the fragrance and offer balance. So pretty cool. And I know beard oils are big in my family because I have 3 guys that have facial hair. So we're always looking for good beard oils. And the company also has deodorants, shampoos, conditioners, and body soaps that aren't Star Wars. But if you like something, that you find as far as the fragrance goes, you can branch out and get some other things. And so, yeah, so I just thought it was a really, really cool idea for a Star Wars collaboration for, who knew, hair pomades and beard oils.
That's right. Yeah. It does strike me as kind of funny that a lot of people that are on the jars of this don't have any hair, like the Stormtrooper, R2-D2, and C-3PO.
A
But
good point.
yeah, and last time we saw Palpatine's hair was pretty thin and wispy. So
This is true.
yeah,
Or it was burnt off by force lightning, something like that. Who
exactly.
knows? But again, that is suavecito.com. And so again, check that out in our show notes. So a couple other items of note, since it is hockey season right now. I found a shop called Dulcie Shop, and they are out of Massachusetts, and they have a ton of different products for National Hockey League. They also have Major League Soccer as well, but I'm a hockey fan at heart, so that was the one that really took my fancy there. And these are really nice sublimated type hoodies, zip up hoodies, long sleeve performance shirts, and what they call masked sweatshirts, which are a little bit more form fitting. So like your typical hoodie is a little bit more roomy, kind of a thing. But I picked out a couple that I really liked. Of course, I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, but there's a bunch of different styles available as far as some that look like stormtroopers, some that look like Darth Vader. There's a Yoda one that's more green, obviously. There's one with a field of stormtroopers on it, but I really like the armor of the stormtrooper look to it. And you can actually personalize these with numbers, and then you can get name on the back as well. And I didn't think they were too bad. They're $54.99. Some of them range from $34.99 to $54.99, depending on how much personalization and whatnot you actually do get. And so, once again, if you're a hockey fan, I would definitely head over there. And again, like the Major League Soccer as well, same kinds of things are available over there, but they have more of a limited number of designs. So most of these are all black with Darth Vader's visage on the front, kind of thing. And then on the front pocket, it has the name of the Major League Soccer team in that Star Wars font. So, for example, if you're looking at the New York City FC, that's going to be in blue on the front, Minnesota, and then Columbus Crew, of course, because I'm from Ohio, so have to rep that one. But and those once again are anywhere from $34.99 to $54.99, and that's at Dulcie shop. Like I really, really want that Penguins one. I'm not gonna lie. There you go. I was
Yeah, I've
also
seen these
impressed.
before. Yeah.
Oh, you've seen them before? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I've seen them advertised on social media, and it is a neat design there. Um, yeah, again, a similar joke to the pomade. Stormtroopers who always miss when it comes down to it. So, but still, it's a neat. They've done this not just this group. There's been a lot of Star Wars licensing for sports in the past couple of years, and we've seen this with all the teams having their Star Wars nights and stuff like that. So
Oh
I could see
yeah.
this being. I was just watching the St. Louis Blues, and they had their Star Wars night a week or two ago, and I could see that being like an ideal thing for one of those type of events.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I actually had some cosplay friends that were just at the Pittsburgh Penguins game about 2 weeks or so ago for a Star Wars night. So it was like I saw that come up on Instagram. I was like, oh my gosh, they were there. That's really cool. But what I was back to this company, one thing I was impressed about is that they have sizes available all the way from toddler 2T up through adult 6XL. So the size guide that's available on the website is an amazing resource. But they have one of the things that they said is that it's high quality polyester, but feels as soft as cotton. And the design will never fade if you machine wash, cold, and hang dry, which I always recommend, anyways. Extremely soft inside and outside layer to the touch. And they print on sustainably made fabric, they say. So there you go. Once again, that is dulcieshop.com. DULCIE. All right, couple quick hits here before we wrap it up. One thing that came over my Instagram line, I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like a lightsaber. It's not Star Wars licensed or affiliated, but it's this repertoire OF-O, and that's exactly how I had to, it's actually -0, search for it, but it's a flame lighter. These are available on Amazon and Walmart, and these are those like torch lighters that you can actually sear meat directly with one of these things. I
Mm-hmm.
imagine you can make some amazing creme brulee with these things as well. But they're really cool. So if you're looking for something to start your fireplace or your campfire, or the summer for fire pits and that kind of thing, they are available on Amazon for $19.99, and there's a few different hilt styles, if you will, for these. So they have black, they have silver, there's a blue kind of chrome looking one, and more of an army green as well. So I was like, I kind of want one of these. I'm not gonna lie, because we're always fighting with our fireplace to try to get the darn thing to light.
Okay. So you have a real wood fireplace then?
We do.
Okay, I have a gas fireplace. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just not so difficult to light that.
Yeah, I was the one that said, "Oh, I want a real wood fireplace," she said, "Oh, this will be great," she said. No, it's actually nice and cozy when we can get it to work right, but at any rate, and then one more thing, looking ahead to Valentine's Day, wow, it's gonna be here before we know it. Uh, Her Universe has tons of stuff, so if you just head over to Her Universe, they have T-shirts and sweatshirts and all kinds of fun things over there. Girls Crew is added again, and they actually have 4 new items available exclusively for Valentine's Day. And then if you just go to Etsy and then you just search Star Wars Valentines, you are going to find a ton of things. One thing that I thought was really cute for those that still have littles in school that are giving away favors and things for Valentine's Day, someone made crayons, and they look like tie-dye crayons that they did in a silicone mold. And instead of giving candy, you can give I suppose you would probably have to make sure they realize they're not candy, but they're crayons. And so there's Yoda and a Boba Fett. I just thought that was really ingenious. And then there's a Star Wars Valentine's Day card that has Obi-Wan on the front, and it says, "Hello there." And he's holding a rose in one hand and a pink lightsaber in the other, which I thought was
Mm-hmm.
really cute. And then there's a lot of really unique gifts, of course, on Etsy as well. So if you're, needing some ideas, now is the time. We're already over halfway through January, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not sure how close to Valentine's Day we will be for our next World Between Worlds. So you better get a jump now.
That's right. That's right.
There
Yeah,
you
got
go.
to get those ideas done when I can.
Absolutely. So that's it, Dennis. Thank you all for joining us for episode 838 of Podcast Stardust and this episode of World Between Worlds. And before we go, we just want to let you know that we hope you've enjoyed this episode. And if so, make sure to subscribe on Podcast Stardust on your podcatcher of choice. And we'd also like to remind you that you can find all episodes of the podcast on retrozap.com. We have quite the catalog of shows. And RetroZap is also home to several other great podcasts covering everything from the MCU, DC, Dune, Star Trek, and a whole lot more. And as always, we greatly appreciate a 5-star rating and reviews on whatever podcatcher you use, and especially on Apple Podcasts. And we'd love it also if you would share the show and your favorite episodes on social media as well. So speaking of which, Dennis, what are those social media contacts one more time?
Right. So again, as we said at the top, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Podcast Stardust. And then if you're looking for us elsewhere, we have a Pinterest board, and then all of our episodes available on YouTube. And then you can talk to us in real time over on the RetroZap Discord server. And if you're looking for the Podcast Stardust t-shirt or other apparel, head over to TeePublic, and I'll have a link for that in our show notes. Jay, what do you got going on in cosplay?
Well, as always, you can catch me on my Instagram, which is at j.snipscosplay, and I'm over there as Ahsoka, the Fourth Sister, 2 different versions of Hera, and my original concept Mandalorian, which I was all talking about at the beginning of the show. And I do have some things coming up for early spring here in March, so you have to keep on keeping on with that and just check it out for all of the details. So with that, upcoming on the show on Friday, we have our newest Clone Wars rewatch episode. It's kind of weird to say newest Clone Wars because, Clone Wars has
Right.
been around for a while. And then Monday, we will be getting into some more Star Wars news. And then next Wednesday, we will be doing a Skeleton Crew recap, which is going to be a lot of fun. So thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great rest of your week. And until next time, may the force of Star Wars fashion and lifestyle be with you.